See, yeah, all right. What do I need to do? I need to do this. I need to do this. Stop. Shut down. Remove source. Find and auto activate. Find and auto activate. Okay. I fixed it. Oh man, I broke it again. Hold on. Yeah. Wait. I don't know.
About Iran. Okay.
That's Rob looking
Trump
at the market
says
yesterday.
Iran's Ayatollah should be very worried. Okay. Let's see. Page 25, Rob. I do think you have a clip on this one, and I think there's a tweet as well from the White House yesterday. President Trump warned that Iran's Supreme Leader Ayatollah Khamenei should be very worried during an interview with on Wednesday, amid rising tensions between Washington and Tehran. Here's the president.
The supreme leader in Iran be worried right now?
I would say he should be very worried, yeah, he should be. As you know, they're negotiating with us.
I know they are, but the protesters have said, you know, where are the Americans? You promised them we would have their back. Do we still have their back?
We've had their back, and look, that country's a mess right now because of us. We went in, we wiped out their nuclear.
So that's the question. If we wipe them
we
out,
have peace in the Middle East. If I didn't take out their nuclear, think of it. If we didn't take out that nuclear, we wouldn't have peace in the Middle East because the Arab countries could have never done that. They were very, very afraid of Iran. They're not afraid of Iran anymore. We wiped out those beautiful B-2 bombers, one's right over there. Those beautiful little model. Those beautiful B-2 bombers went in and they hit their target, every single bomb, and obliterated it. And because of that, they were going to have a nuclear weapon within 1 month. Within 1 month, they were going to have a nuclear weapon. That was a big threat that they're not going to have it anymore.
But if we obliterate it, what's the deal about? I mean, if there's no more, are they trying to restart the nuclear program?
Well, I heard that they are, and if they do, and I let them know, if they do, we're going to send them right back and do their job again.
So your understanding is they tried to restart it, and that's why you're threatening force?
They tried to go back to the site. They weren't even able to get near it. There was total obliteration. But they were thinking about starting a new site in a different part of the country. We found out about it. I said, you do that, we're going to do very bad things to you.
Yeah, Rob, you have the tweet as well, where they're saying to stay away from Iran. If you're American, leave in early February 2026. The U.S. virtual embassy in Iran issued a warning repeating that Americans should leave
embassy in Iran. That means they've got a laptop set up and somebody that's in America is streaming to a computer in Iran as the virtual embassy. So we don't even have, it's not, so this is the weird thing. Usually you knew you're about to get bombed when the American ambassador leaves your country. But now we don't even have a person there. We've got they're there virtually. So it's like that. I think Trump did that on purpose, because then they don't they would know they're in trouble if the guy that we had there as the ambassador got on a plane and flew back to America and this went out. But now they don't know when it's coming. It could be tomorrow morning. And that's I think he did it on purpose.
Iran now, if possible. Have a plan for departing Iran that does not rely on U.S. government help. Flight cancellations and disruptions are possible with little warning. Check directly with your airline for updates. If you cannot leave, find a secure location with your residence or another safe building. Have a supply of food, water, medications, and other essential items. It just came out yesterday. Avoid demonstrations. Keep a low profile and stay aware of your surroundings. Monitor local media for breaking news. Be prepared to adjust your plans.
What up, Christian?
And maintain communication with family and friends to inform them of your status. This is not a regular warning, folks, that's being given to people. Jared,
I like the
what's your
avoid
thoughts?
demonstration part.
Well, I mean, let me say a couple of things on Iran, because I'm pretty hawkish. I supported the president launching the B-2 bombers after Israel had taken out the air capabilities, the air defenses that Iran had, and going out and taking out those facilities. I think that was the right decision. We've been talking about it for years. Obama talked about Iran having a nuclear weapon. Clinton talked about Iran having George W. Bush talked about it. And you know what they all agreed? Iran cannot have a nuclear weapon. So for 20 years, we've agreed that Iran cannot have a nuclear weapon.
Up, Elliot?
Trump was the first one to do something about it, and launch the attack. I supported that.
I want to ask you a question, Jared.
What comes next? Let's say the regime falls. What comes next? Nobody knows. The idea that we're going to...
Yeah, okay. I thought it was going to be something more informative. How you guys doing? How's everybody doing? How's everybody doing? All right, let's see. We should do. We should find out what's on the line here. Sugar. Oh, and a bag of bubble gum. I missed that. Okay, can you remind me again why the U.S. put its nose where it should not be? I can tell you what they told us. Sergeant Osama Ali, passing by and saying hi. Stay positive, keep 100, King. Thank you, my friend. You too, my brother. Thank you very much. So why? Yes, this is what the American public is told. We're told that Iran was threatening their Arab neighbors with use of the nuclear weapon in order to get peace in that area. This is the news, right? So What up, Jizzle? My little soda pop. That's so awesome. From Jeffrey Epstein, October 24th, 2053. I'm 110th grade, nice person. You should invite him soon. I freaking love the internet. That's hilarious. Thank you, Ajinwi. So what they were saying here in America was that the reason for the uprise in the Middle East and the lack of peace was because of Iran's nuclear program. That's what we're told. So then Trump goes and bombs Iran. And that's what we're told. It probably had something to do with money. Yeah, that's what I would guess. I would guess that had something to do with money. What's up, Jizzle? Do you not recall saying you'd be back at 8, not 9? Brother, I tried my quickest. I tried my fastest. How you guys doing up there, Space Cow? It's like, it's... current temperature. 51 degrees. Please, speed. I need this. Well, in my opinion, it's a straight ass lie. Looking at the other side, Israeli is dealing most of the troubles. I mean, what this is why. So this is why when I talk about the rest of the world, like when people ask about the Gaza, Palestine, Israel thing, I'm like, if someone wants to debate about it, we're debating from two different schools. What I am being told and what they're being told are two different things. So if we're trying to come to the truth, what they're told by their government and what I'm told by my government are two different things, right? So it's like, I'm like, how about this? I want them to stop dying, but then you should fight for these people's rights. No, these people's rights. No. That all that's going to do is get everybody fighting, and there's going to be more war. Stop fighting over, and this is why I disagree with arguing about it. And you mentioned bringing attention to the issue, but the problem is if you've got 100 million people that are getting fed propaganda to say that, flip a coin, one of the sides is bad. And then some other side of the world gets propaganda saying the opposite side is the bad people. So then you're like, why would you support them, you monster? Because people think that they got the same news as the other people, and that's a big problem. That's a big problem with people that just straight up lie. Where did that shield come from? So I'm thinking, Space Cow, I think that showed up today. So now if people talk to me in another language in chat, it automatically translates it and it shows a shield instead of a wrench. Hello, friend. What are we talking here? We're talking, we're about to look at some memes, but we were talking, UN show footage of a disaster in Palestine and the death toll counted by the UN is much more important than Palestine. There's plenty of other stuff to deal with. What I'm talking about is who is framed as the bad guy is what I'm talking about. The same thing with the rest of the world. It's what we have to say about it. I've worked in the industry for years and years and years. I know the propaganda that's spit out all over the place all the time. And so I don't know enough about it. And like I said, what I do know comes from the news that I don't trust. If people can't tell from other ways that I act, that if they need to find out quickly if I'm a good person by asking how I feel about those things, I'm like, then that's all they're gonna get out of me. It's better to watch this than me. Yeah. All right, but we got a show here with Space Cow sent. Well, okay, let's. Who we got? Gobble gobble. They're saying this ain't Unk. What up, Ernst? I get you. If you see Israeli news, you'll be shocked by the amount of propaganda. Right. You know what I'm saying? You know what I'm saying? So it's you have people on the internet, and the internet gets its likes and views. They show both sides. So there's people in America that are saying Israel's in the right, and there's people in America saying that Palestine's in the right. And they're arguing on the internet, watching lots of ads and buying pro-Palestine and pro-Israeli shirts. And the problem is the truth is somewhere in between. But they do this on purpose to mix people up because it causes engagement, and it causes the more people that argue about it, the more people that say, and I unfortunately I don't.
Gobble gobble gobble. Gobble gobble gobble. Gobble 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 gobble.
Space cow.
Sound like a chicken on them. Well, they're like a rooster on them. Gobble. Gobble, gobble, gobble.
There we go. Gobble, gobble, gobble. It's a rabbit hole conversation. What up, Beetlejuice's dad. What up, Zara? What up, Christian? That life gets 5 big booms. Boom, 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 boom. Beetlejuice's dad. That's funny. There's also sometimes people want to simplify discussions. It can't be simplified. It's also black. It's right. So it's not black and white. And here's a big problem. So we'll go into this a little bit, right? Like they gave me a website to look at, and it was like, look how many people have been killed on this side and this side. They've killed more people. And then I hear a news story. I had a dream, a news story talking about the same thing, where they say, who invaded first? What date are you talking about? If you say 2000, you're September 2000, then from that point, who invaded first? But if you go back 10 years, then who invaded first? And they keep changing the goalposts so they can keep talking about it. It's really unfortunate that, listen, this is why I'm so pissed off about it. We could stop it. We could send in people. We could send in 30 people to take care of all of these issues. And like we just did with Venezuela, and we're not doing it. So they're either okay with it happening. In my opinion, both are in the wrong, but Israel is much more for the extreme acts. It's Mr. Beast's cousin. As a citizen, I cannot vote to violate Geneva Convention. Hey, Richard, how you doing? I'm doing good. Barbara, how are you doing? Listen, and this is the problem. This is the straight problem. There are no winners in war. And that's the biggest. If this comes to a close, who's going to go over and say, you get hung, you get hung, you get hung? And that's the big problem. I'm almost 50. I've been through wars and blood feuds and all the crap over and over and over again. It happens all the time all over the world. I understand this is a specific thing, but it's knowing that the leaders let it go on. Like, what does flip a coin government want? Why, if they have the ability to turn these people into glass, listen, they don't care what we think about them. They don't care that people say, oh, Netanyahu's a freaking murderer. They don't care that people are saying that. And you can't be productive. You become less productive when you start trying to fight other people's wars. Nothing we say or do. And the thing is, we think that if we vote a certain way, that it'll help end the war. It won't. It'll just put the people that realize how profitable it is in power, and then they'll say, now I want that money. Now I want that money. And it's really, maybe I'm and people are so psyoped and spouting things they think original, but it's fed to them. It's absolutely fed to them. As an Italian, I'm okay for electing Beetlejuice as the dictator there. Listen, you know what? Do you understand how awesome their lives would be if they had President Beetlejuice's dad and everybody will be happy and get along, and they just be making fun of the president, this and that. This killing stuff, man. And the problem is it goes back to their. It's bad. It's bad. What's going on? I can't even read XDS. I love MK Ultra and Psych Diving. Danos Live. What's up, fam? Richard, if you speak good about Israel and bad about Palestine, they will pay you $7. Yes, I know that. Yeah, I know that. Listen, absolutely. It goes both ways. It goes both ways. There's a company called Chorus that does the other way around. It does the other side. You can't think one side is better than the other. They're not. They're both bad people. But the liberal and the conservative media all has funding for the liberal and conservative influencers. It's $7,000 a month plus an additional, hold on. It's $7,000 a month plus an additional $1,000 a month for a travel stipend. So it's $8,000 a month, and they both have it. Both sides have it. You have to hit their talking points. You have a 45-minute or 15 to 45-minute call every morning. They tell you what graphics to post, all that stuff, and that's what I'm saying. And the money probably comes from the same people altogether. They like seeing the both sides. They're betting a single dollar on who's going to have the most casualties. You know, like this is what these people do. Yeah, Chorus. Yeah, Chorus. Have you heard of it? Hey, but that's not the only one. There's multiple. There's multiple of them. Space count. So it's like, you know, and then there's like all this AI too, and there's so much fake dude, like people trying to use on both sides, people trying to use video game footage and stuff as to say, look how bad these other people are. I think they don't know why they're killing each other, and then now they've gotten so in, like they've both, I want to say they've both done horrible things. They both have, and so who gets to hang? I am not jobless. Pyro's butthole really hurts. Ertz is homeless and crippled. All right, let's see. What do we do here? Let's see. Man. That's the thing. I am AI.
Socket plus Fork plus Dane.
He's almost still
Electrical socket plus Fork plus Dane. Electrical socket plus Fork plus Dane.
Oh, jeez. No, I'm not AI. Where's you at, Zara? Here in Italy, you get paid too. Right, yes. Listen, it's all over. It's all over. It's all over. He lives off food stamps and brownies. Food stamps and brownies.
Electrical socket.
These kids are freaking dumb. I remember this kid in, I think I was in 5th grade, maybe 4th grade, and there was this kid sitting. We were all sitting on the floor, like all the desks were on one side of the room, in the classroom, and the other side there was like a carpeted area where we would sit. And anyway, and so we're sitting there, and the teacher's at the board talking, and this kid freaking unfolds a paper clip, bends it over. I see him stick it in the electrical outlet, and nothing happens. So then he bent it into a U, and he sticks both sides in. He had black marks on his face, on his fingers. Part of his fingernail was blown off. It was scorch marks all over the wall. It was great. Y'all need the method. Hey, if you're already on the side, might as well get the benefits. And I think this is what they think, Throw. I think this is what they think. I've already told the world I'm pro blank. so I might as well get paid for it and go all in. And the problem is new information comes out every day about every topic, most topics. So it's like, but they're already in too deep. They've already been pro this or pro that, no matter what, and they get paid for it. And now after they sign a contract, they can't say, "Oh, I was wrong about this." I mean, they can. I am a NASA secret spy, my brother Proto. Did you make vids? Who? Which one? NSA. My girl out there waiting for me. Wait a second. My girl out here wasting my same lives. Wasting your life? I send edits around to get me hired. Yeah, it's very interesting to see how people take very serious topics and they know nothing about their own lives. These people's lives are in absolute disarray and disaster. They don't typically have children, so they don't have someone that they care for locally. Sometimes they do, but often I would say mostly they don't. And they pick up these reasons, like to be pro MAGA all hardcore or to be pro liberal hardcore, and it's like people, they come across the channel and they can't fathom the fact that I don't care about the political parties. I care about politics and whatnot, but like I say, I would vote for a Democrat mayor and a Republican senator and a whatever. It's like, if people get away from political parties, the world would heal. The thing is, when a party starts to win over a few decades, the richest people in those areas will then say, I can make a bunch of money off this because I'm pretty much guaranteed that if I put my buddy, in the race in this area, people are voting blue no matter who. And this is what happens. Now you get people that get in just to get rich. And they're just, bro, what are you talking about? A single word. Richard, what about, by the way, Richard, about Chorus? Who told you about them and the AI from both sides? Did you find it out yourself? We'll talk about it on Discord, brother. I am a nerd, Proto. What do you mean? You might not, and hey, listen, there's a lot of things you can do in life. You can, if you're just sitting around not doing anything, then you can go vote. When I know a lot of people that don't vote. I know a lot of people that only vote red, and a lot of people that only vote blue, and it's like, I've kept myself safe and happy being in the middle. That I can have a freaking friends call me up. We can talk about whatever. Common people also have no other options whatsoever. They can either suffer a war watching it from afar and can't do anything. Right. But the problems I see, I try to solve problems. It's what I try to do. I see people that are getting injured, getting court cases, getting killed, protesting for things protesting things from other countries in a different country altogether, and they don't understand that those people don't care. They're not going to be like, "Oh, Gene protested in New York City yesterday. Let's freaking stop the war." That doesn't happen. They don't care. Listen. Casualties of war and collateral damage is a part of life. People are going to die. They don't care if it's you or somebody else. They already know that this war, this many people will probably die. This many combatants and this many non-combatants. They already have the math done. They're not worried about it. We feel that it's real big because we get emotional about it. We're like, oh my God, they just shot her, blah, blah, blah. Right, but the people that are in it are like, yeah, that's what we're war fighters. This is what happens. Either we die or they die. And the people that, and the problem is when you leave the planet, you don't get to come back. Baby, hold on to me. Eddie Money, baby, hold on to me, or Steve Miller Band, keep on rocking me, baby. Dude, good one. But I would say Steve Miller in that one. Last election upset me because people were begging me to vote on my phone a lot. Yeah, me too. I got a lot, dude. Before I left the movie industry last year, I was getting like the Democrats were like, "Can I sign you up? Can I sign you up?" The Republicans were like, "Can I sign you up?" And I was like, "No, you can't. No, you can't. Send your independent guy over. Can we count on you? Can we count on you?" And that's what I'm saying. Yeah. Not caring about political situation is luxury. Yeah, listen. If you're afforded a luxury like that in life, you should take it. You know, like this is the stuff you hear people talking about privilege. You've got a privilege to not be getting shot at, so you're going to go out and get shot at because people in other countries are getting shot at. Epstein, what up, Julio? Also, here in Italy, now we have Olympics in Milan, right? Can you tell me why? Brother, I don't know, my friend. We got is that latest? Ah, wow. I don't know. I don't know. I got 400,000 follower guy asking me about capital. About what? Oh, no, let's see. I broke something. Julio down by the schoolyard. Okay. Jam from Nepal. Most young ones got shot. Yeah, dude. Yeah, dude. It was good, Julio. Thank you. Where am I at? Dude, if that nose was a little more broken, I would think that was me. Jeez. Jeez, dude. That's a human right violation. Yeah. And you know what's weird? You see people that don't care about themselves. They don't care about their bedroom. They don't care about their house, their car. They do all this extra work for other people that I don't know. I really wish people would stay safe, and I really wish I think the people that go out there and get hurt or accidentally, but they didn't have to be there. I think knowing how much, listen, do you know how much money is made on merchandise when all of these things happen? The merchandisers and the lawyers are the ones that win for every conflict. Every conflict. Think about how much money all these lawyers are going to get for all these protesters that are getting locked up. Dude, they're going to get civil rich. And that's the way they see it. They don't care what side. Who is this? AJ Jeremy guy. Why did he say Jeffrey Epstein? I ain't trying to be funny. The fix, one thing leads to another. Yeah, definitely. Oh, I like talking in your sleep too. All right, we're going to go with the romantics. Yep. Yeah, it's a joke. I hear the secrets that you keep. No, mine's not a joke. No, I didn't think he was joking. Yeah, not you, Tyson. I think they were talking about Proto, or who was it? Somebody came in and said Epstein, K-Pod, or whatever it was. Yeah, somebody just trolling. Trying to get them clips. I make it happen, brother. Make it happen. One thing leads to another. That's so crazy. Have I tried snaking uranium? Snaking it? I've never heard of the term snaking. Get a fuse. Ew, I ain't doing that stuff. What are you driving at? You're crazy. Dude, you don't understand. I mean, you might. Maybe you just don't care. Snacking some uranium? Yeah, that would be very bad for you. You recall the number of anchovies in a can? Oh, I want to say 8. 8 to 10. How many anchovies in a tin? Uh-oh. AI can't figure it out. How many? Oh, 7 to 15 fillets. There you go. 7 to 15 fillets. Open topic. He snakes the uranium. You're definitely autistic. I looked at the UFOs. Happens. So am I. 100%. 100%. I tell you what, one of the biggest things about smoking weed and autism, man, you got to make sure you get your vitamin levels checked, or at least make sure you take them. Uranium got some good calories in there to help up on bulk, and talking heads once in a lifetime. Please. So lonely. I'm going to say talking heads on that one, but Police are a better band than Talking Heads, but that's definitely a better song than So Lonely. Your link. Yeah, I did. My apologies. Hold on one second. We were talking about snacking uranium and got it. All right, that's it. Holy crap. Hella uranium bulk, boys. Turning to Goku.
You shouldn't use rigid metal straws and screw-top lids. In 2019, Elena Struthers Gardner, a 60-year-old retired jockey in England, was carrying a mason jar through her kitchen. She used a 10-inch stainless steel straw locked firmly into the lid. Elena struggled with mobility issues from years of riding. As she crossed the tile floor, her foot slipped. She collapsed forward, the mason jar hitting the ground first. The fixed metal straw didn't move or bend. It stayed vertical as Elena's head came down. The steel tip punctured her left eye. It bypassed the bone of the orbital socket and drove directly into her brain. The metal rod pierced her frontal lobe and reached her brainstem. Massive internal bleeding began immediately. Her wife found her collapsed, making gurgling noises as her respiratory system began to fail. Pressure from the hemorrhage crushed her brain tissue against her skull. Doctors couldn't stop the catastrophic neurological damage. She passed away the following day. The coroner warned that these straws become lethal spikes when fixed in place. And this is why you shouldn't use rigid...
It's like, yes, the Martian attack from Mars. Yep, I was thinking the same thing. Attack from Mars. Attack on Mars. Mars attack. Mars attack. Mars attacks. Yeah. Animation. Yes, absolutely. Where's that? There you go. I'm gonna try to have my own UFO. I'm gonna join Twitch. I'm gonna join YouTube and then switch back. Okay, that's fine. Yeah, do whatever you want. Yeah, absolutely. One thing leads to another. But yeah, dude, uranium's definitely not good to eat. Let me see if we can find anything on eating uranium. Eating uranium. Look at that brain of his. It compares to you, Richard. There we go.
You pour it out in the hand, and that's radioactive contamination. Is it radioactive? Yeah, it is. Very radioactive. Do I qualify as a controlled drain?
Survivor of the Search Server.
That material that I just
Elton John. Survivors.
You're looking at scientist Galen Windsor.
Tinfoil,
He ate
coal, and
uranium on live television
it's energy
in
source.
1985 to try and prove that it's harmless. Uranium is not harmless.
Come on.
You just accidentally swallowed a piece of uranium, one of the most radioactive minerals
Have you
in the
seen the
world.
guy
Don't
that
question
got
how it happened,
mummified in
but
the
what would
old
happen to
Egyptians
your
for
body?
science?
The average person
Yes,
would
yes,
eat
yeah,
1
yes, yes.
microgram of uranium
Yes,
a day,
yes. We'll
coming
look
from
that up.
potatoes or other
I'm a
root
real
vegetables.
chemist, by
While
the way.
these are hard
Okay,
to
also,
absorb,
brother,
so most
I
of the
love,
time it will go all the way
I
through and out the
definitely would
breath.
love to
Eating
have some
uranium is actually a
conversations
lot
with you.
less toxic than inhaling it. But let's say you
Ooh,
ingest a bit
mummies.
more than your daily dose. At 25 milligrams, the kidney would see some pretty heavy damage. At 50 milligrams, that kidney's not working anymore, and you're probably dead. Fortunately, there's no known human deaths from eating uranium, so try not to be the first.
Yeah, try not to be the first. Dude, I tell you what. So, big fan of chemistry. One of my first band's names was Carbon 14. I got into a lot looking for the answer to life, the universe, and everything. And so I did a bunch of research on the actual process of carbon 14 dating and radioisotopes, lead, polonium, ratio dating, all that good stuff. And then it led me down a rabbit hole. When I dropped out of high school after 11th grade, I ended up studying way more than I ever would have. I love it. I love it. I love intercellular stuff. I love the argumentation on creation. I love what do they call those people? Evolutionists versus the creationists versus the intelligent designers. Intelligent design argues for intelligent design apologists, and for Big Bang, cyclical, oscillating universe, all that stuff, dude. I've studied the hell out of it. I loved it. I'd love to talk about it. We're not, probably won't get into any of that tonight. I've only got a couple more minutes here. Do you think light has a decay? Light drops with the square of the distance from the source. All radiated energy does. Like a tooth decay of a light decay. Do you know that? Do you know interesting thing about tooth decay? And actually, in Italy, Tyson, do you have big isotope fan? Then very big. Yes, it has a decay rate. Well, hold on. Let's see. So the photon. Let me see. Do photons have a decay rate? Massive travelers with do not experience time, do not decay into lighter particles. There you go. They just get weaker and weaker and weaker, like a lot of stuff around us. Yes, I remember you, brother. What's going on? The thing is, trips me out when I study quantum mechanics. I'm with me always with orbitals and electrons. It's crazy. I just need to trust and shut up. And this is where I have a problem. I really have a problem with trust and shut up. Trust and shut up don't work for me. Listen, if you can't show me why your theories work, I understand we have, the dual slit experiments and superposition and stuff like that, and spin up, spin down, all the wackadoo. But the problem is, I think a lot of people are full of crap. And here's why. When you have devices that cannot matter to when you find something that cannot matter to anybody else, if no one else has a $70 million freaking spin electron freaking yakkadoodle wackadoodle, then you can say whatever you want until someone else gets those machines and can redo the experiment. And the thing is that science covers scammers' asses by saying, well, it's what we knew at the time. Right, but then why was it proven wrong? Well, our equipment, right? And it happened so much. And dude, when I was in the movie industry, we had so many people, scientists and stuff, that would be paid. And this is the thing: if you can come up with something that advances science, the knowledge of science, the knowledge of nature, you can get all this money because you're the expert on it, and they want to use that as the reason that the nuclear bomb won't detonate in a movie or whatever. So you get paid hundreds of thousands of dollars, and then they come to find out it's wrong, but you don't have to give the money back or anything. Atoms are just light. Sounds like quantum. What up, Longo? Not much, man. Released a new single. We can, brother Razor. If you come back tomorrow, brother, we'll check it out. We're talking physics right now, but yeah, if you want to come in or drop it in the Discord, we can listen to it after the stream, or we can watch it on stream tomorrow. I hated math my entire life. My teacher and parents trashed me for my math since I was a kid. I feel me hatred. I hate math. Also, I absolutely hate math classes. I hate the way math was taught in school. I had to learn it on my own. For me, it doesn't work, but you really need to get in deep math and deep physics and chemistry to understand it, I think. Right? They always tell you to trust it and eventually teach you things. Listen, I can understand that, but here's my problem. This stuff only seems to matter on an intellectual level. We know what chemistry mixes together, that does this, and that. Us being able to know how these things work, I understand we can make faster computers and this, and there's a lot of bullshit artists, and I don't trust people that say trust me. You know what I'm saying? I don't. Okay. I had a question I wanted to ask you too. We can talk about that tomorrow though, if you want to. But do you guys have hydroxyapatite toothpaste in Italy? We need to teach science with the disclaimer so the student has no space to discover. We need to ask the truth. Right, that's a huge problem. I agree 100%. Once you finish everything, you get the same. But I always say the teacher that tells you to trust without reasons. Yeah, dude, listen, that's no good. That's trust the science. That's COVID-19. Get the vaccine. Trust the science. Trust the science. Quantum physics is one who can make the math make sense. I remember talking to a guy about hydroxyapatite toothpaste. He said he had it he's been getting it for 50 years from Italy. It's a tooth remineralizing toothpaste. But anyway, I'm going to call it a night here. I need to get me some sleep. Everybody subscribe, hit the like button on your way out. I really appreciate y'all being here. Hugs and kisses, y'all. I see you guys tomorrow. If you're interested, hit the Discord also. And I would, brother, I think they do. They sell them in America now, and they probably sell them in India too. Hydroxyapatite tooth remineralizing toothpaste. Now that I'm in deep, that I'm understanding the whole concept, but it's too hard to trust in the beginning. Yeah, I can understand that too. Yeah, I got a big problem. I had a bad time in school. I could not trust teachers that didn't know what they were talking about. Like teachers that the only reason they knew the answers to the math questions because they were in the back of their book. Like that stuff drove me so crazy. All right, I'll see you guys tomorrow. I'll get bye.